Greetings and welcome to Mamela podcast, where we discuss everything music and music business. My name is Shi Kargo, and thank you for joining us. Today's episode is very special because we're going to be discussing the South African Music Awards with the project director. Our guest today spent 1 year and 9 months as project director of Summer 31, operating at the intersection of culture, governance, creativity, and public expectation. He joins us today with insight, distance, and unique view of what it takes to build and protect a national cultural institution. I call him Mr. B. His name is Bonolo. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, the last time we saw each other, it was on a busy night, December, summer 31. I was playing on the other side. You were busy going up and down. As the project director of the Summer 31.
Yeah.
Now, the project is concluded.
Yeah.
You're no longer in the system.
No.
Yeah. So take us through, how does it feel to know that you're one of the key minds of the Summer 31?
So I will start with just this disclaimer. I am here as Bonolo Budaki,
Yeah.
who was a consultant as a project director. I'm not speaking on behalf of Summers. I'm speaking as a project director that has been for Summer 30 and Summer 31. And actually, funny enough, I actually started doing Summers in 2023. Started as a project manager and then moved to become a project director.
All right.
Yeah.
And then what is the biggest lesson you have learned through in terms of leadership, running the Summer 31?
I think it's you have to be a little bit not okay in the head to run a project like that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many moving targets. You've got 8 departments that I'm looking after. And there's the governance at the back end. There's that process, which we'll get to shortly. So yeah, it's I think the biggest thing is the love of the work.
Yeah.
So this was me as a kid doing street bashes when they were safe.
Yeah.
To say one day I will be in charge of the Summers.
Yeah.
And it happened.
And when you came in, what was your vision? When you came in, the first time you came in, what vision did you have?
So I think for me, it was, the vision was fixing things that I've seen the public complain about, like we'll call the elephant in the room, the audio issue.
Yeah.
So those were my biggest things when I started in 2023, where we got one of the best audio engineers in the country to come assist us with that, because people do not understand that when it comes to those parts, there's venue implications, then there's audio, then there's a broadcaster.
Yeah.
So those three, to stitch them together, it takes a bit of, Hence I said you have to be a little bit not okay to run a project like the Summers.
When you say challenges, is the challenges when you say audio? Is it broadcast or maybe on the actual live event?
So what happens mostly is there is a link that still needs to go to the broadcaster.
Yeah.
And sometimes you find that there was an issue in between getting the audio across. And it's something that I think the entire country is aware of. It's something that every single time the event ends, except for summer 30 and summer 29. Sorry, we don't call them 23, 24.
Okay.
We call them 29,
29,
30,
yes.
and
Yeah.
So that is an issue that we are aware of, and we managed to get around it.
Then what's one thing you wish the public understood about the Summers?
So
beyond headlines and beyond social media debates. Yeah.
I think what, and it's a little bit sad with South African musicians as well, that the Summers are the Grammys of South Africa.
Yeah.
And we are the biggest, used to be, as I was part, but the biggest awards show in the continent. And musicians still don't understand the significance of how that platform has springboarded a lot of artists to be global.
And then something that has been a debate also, in the public eye, how does the judging system works in the summers? Who gets to be on the panel and why?
So I'll explain that just from the beginning, so that you understand, so that the public understands the process. So there's entries that open. So before that, there's rules that a supervisory committee, which is formed as part of, as public knowledge, that is formed by members of the record labels, but they are governed by a board that is beyond the CEO, where the rules get approved by the board, then they go out. Then when the entries open, then they give you a window. So let me give you an example. We will give you the 14th of April 2024, and then the closing is on the 13th. So this is just dates. But that's how you get it annually. Post that, there is a system that is managed independently out of RISA, out of Summers, where artists upload their music, and there's a nominal fee that you pay whether you're a member or you're a non-member. Once that comes in, then the next step is called vetting. The vetting is not also forced. It's literally, again, the supervisory committee recommending to say your album doesn't belong in Best Kwaito, it belongs in Best Amapiano. They don't decide. It's called recommendations. And then during that process, we also check, the supervisory committee checks the entry window of, hence I said, Summers last year, we closed on the 31st. Entries, I think this year, no, I'm not part of it anymore, then it's a year. What then the supervisory committee checks is, when you enter, do not enter an album that is outside of that window. You can't submit an album that was released in 2023 for summer 32. You have to be within that window of 2025 and 2026 open window, which is on the rules, and it's on the website of RISA and Summers as well. So here's another nuance. Love this brand, grew up with this brand. Again, it's the supervisory committee that is made of all the record labels, not just the 4 major labels. There's a committee that will recommend judges. Recommend, not dictate.
Recommend based on
dictate experience.
Okay. In the music industry.
In the music industry.
Okay.
But again, it was more also on culture as well. It's not just record labels, but there are people who are culture influence the music industry. So those become part of it as well, because we had to cut journalists and so forth, because they would be a bit biased. So that's why it was around.
It would be based on favorite, like this is my favorite.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then from there's a system that all the entries go in. That's where the supervisory vets it. And beyond that, RISA Summers don't even see the system. The judges go in. If, for example, if you were recommended to be in Best Chairs, then you are going to vet. If there's 77 entries, you're going to listen to all the 77 albums, and then make your recommendation as well on which one will go to the top 5 that will go to nominee announcement. That part as well, RISA, Summers do not see that. Nobody, even myself, have access to that. Then beyond that, once those results are done by judges, they go to an independent auditor. Again, RISA, Summers is not involved. It's a globally recognized independent auditor. Then they check the scores. Then they will then give a list of nominees. So RISA, Summers have no access to that process completely. It is recommendations from, hence, I think what people don't understand is there's RISA that looks after the interest of artists
Yeah.
to make sure that copyright laws and so forth get passed by Advocate Nhlanhla CBC. Then there's the SAMAs. The
Yeah.
SAMAs is the competition,
Yeah.
but you need to enter this one.
Yeah.
Not like a legendary artist that, please do not kill me, that don't know how the process works.
Yes.
So
Of
beyond
course,
that,
true.
beyond that, it is totally removed. RISA administrator.
Yes.
Judging process gets recommended by record label industry people. System, we don't have access to. Results go to the independent auditor. That's when we get the results for nominee announcement. So there's no.
But then will making judging criteria public build more trust, or maybe it's going to open new risk?
I'm both sided with that one. There is a process of also protecting credibility
Yeah.
of the judges, because remember, it's a thankless job. It's not like they get big bucks and so forth. It's a thankless job. So for us to get them to be public for me as Bonolo, I think it will put more scrutiny, and hence you say it, content.
Yeah.
Somebody will be angry at somebody to say this guy one day did this.
Yeah.
Now I saw him at a party chilling with who, then that guy got nominated and so forth. So for me, it just, the credibility part would put the judges into a bit of disrepute.
More like it's going to create more risk, basically.
Correct.
So the public doesn't have to know who is the judge for the summers.
I think for me, it protects. That's just for me. I think it protects, and it just cuts out that narrative of someone being judged to say 3 years from now, the supervisory committee recommends you to be a judge.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen to your career?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Okay, now I get it. Makes sense. I hope it makes sense to everybody. There's an often call for public voting from a governance point of view. What are the trade-offs between popularity and artistic merit?
So there's 2 awards that are publicly voted for.
Yeah.
Then you have the ones that come from audited, like most streamed song of the year. That is from data that gets received, again, by an independent auditor who balances that out. We have 2. We have record of the year. We have music video of the year. So those are 2 publicly voted.
Yeah.
Hence I said, this is the Grammys. And what people miss is moving and trying to compare it with the Metro FM Awards, where all the competitions, all the categories are publicly voted. This is you being judged by your peers for your work.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people miss, to say it's not Metro FM Award. This is I still want the work. Please do not get angry with me. Sorry, I did the Metros as well for you.
Yeah.
So, but I'd rather you be judged by your peers who understand music
Than the public.
That's why we
The
have
consumers.
the 2.
Yeah.
That's why there's 2 at the end.
Yeah.
Record of the year and music video of the year that are publicly voted.
Yeah.
And again, independent organization as well that manages the voting system as well. It has nothing to do with RISA. It's a different organization. I think I can say it. You saw it on the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Black Mobile, PPL, the link all of that chalet. So again, it's that part. You've got those 2 that are run for months and months and months, where we start from top 20, then we get to top 10, and the results come in when the voting closes. You were there, you heard the voting closed at 8 p.m. Then would sit with the auditors that would then give us the results to send them backstage to announce the winners.
I think the next question, it's partly answered, but I'm going to go through it.
Okay.
So Grammy Awards CEO Harvey J. Mason Jr. said, this is about the Grammys,
Yes.
but we're going to convert it to the summers now. To win the Grammys is based on quality and content of your music. Grammys don't care about streams, fans, millions of followers, but it works purely on opinion. It's subjective, no interference from labels, journalists, or social media. Is it the same with the summers?
You've just answered. Yeah.
Because you did talk about it now already.
Correct.
Wow,
We
nice.
don't do influence, we don't do popularity, nothing. That's why you have the two that the public can decide which was the big song, which was the best music video.
Mm. So, in your view, what shifts happened that made the Summers to lose credibility? In your view,
I think for me, now being there for the past 3 years, is people not understanding what the two organizations, hence I mentioned.
yeah,
There's the Summers, there's RISA. Artists do not enter. It's an NGO. There's no big budgets to pay artists and so forth. Hence I said it's a labor of love.
yeah,
So the same artists that complain are the same ones that get happy after they win an award. So it's the music fraternity more than the public.
Mm.
For me, it's still one of the, hence I said, it's the biggest awards music show in the continent.
yeah. And then, based on what you say, also in your view, what steps do you think should be taken to make sure there's transparency so that the fans, of which is the public, and the artists trust the awards more?
It's very simple. All the information is on the public domain. Hence I mentioned RISA, the Summers. So all this information that people are talking about, that there's no transparency, it's on the websites. Summers hold masterclasses annually as well to educate, and they bring the other CMOs, the collection agencies, your Sampra, your Capasso, and so forth. That information is in public domain. It's on the website. Hence, I said the rules are published. They tell you how to enter, how the process is going to work. So there's no information that is hidden somewhere. It's on the public domain.
Yeah. And then also, like, there was like a burning question after like Summer 31.
Yeah.
From artists, journalists, also from the public. People asking, why were the summers held in December? And you from inside can only understand that, but then the public don't know. They're like, why the summers in December?
Hence, I said the Summers are an NGO. They're not a business.
Yeah.
They rely on sponsorship. Education, again, to the music fraternity and the advertising. Stats were taken out last year to say marketing and advertising spend was cut by 60% globally. How many award shows didn't happen that were supposed to happen last year? No, I'm asking you now. There's the actors one that didn't happen due to lack of funds. That's all.
So it lies down to funds,
Sponsorship.
which sponsorship, logistics, and all in all.
Hence, I said it's the education of you being in this industry and understanding how it works. I knew already by this time last year that globally 60% of marketing and advertising was cut to all brands globally. Again, go to the website. Information is there. It's there.
And then also, what contribution does the awards have beyond the trophy?
There is a prize money.
Yeah.
Again, it's on the rules. It's on the website. I won't mention it line by line.
So you can
Each
tell us how much is
award,
it?
Yes, it's got a prize money.
Does it change every year, or maybe just one standard?
It's for the last 3 years, it hasn't changed. Hence I said. But all this information, I am pleading with the music fraternity. Please go to the website. The information is there. It's not hidden somewhere.
Yeah.
And you'll remember when you're doing your June, July,
Yeah.
when nominee announcement happens. Artists are gonna complain. Did they enter?
But they didn't get.
They probably didn't enter
Oh yeah.
the awards at all. And then they ask, why am I not part of it? I had the biggest song.
Well, did you apply? Did you enter?
Where did you enter? There's two public voted. We had one artist who, and we're like, simple, did you enter?
Are the awards still important in artist career?
Yes, they are.
Yeah. In what way? In what sense?
I think to simplify it, everybody would like to be rewarded and be recognized for the work that they put in. You saw what Thandiswa Mazwai, legend.
Yeah,
Was she not excited?
she was.
A lot of artists weren't they excited? Legends that won last year.
Yeah.
So do you understand the part of when the pendulum swings to, then you find that crowd that goes, they're not relevant.
Yeah.
And then when that artist, that big artist, the legend wins, it's like, oh my God, it's so amazing.
Because that's what happened now. Yeah. Wow.
Legend, Thandiswa Mazwai.
And then, like, while we're talking about legends, do you think other artists are boycotting the summers? Have they been? And what's the reason?
I don't think any artists are in the last 3 years since 2023. I haven't seen any artists boycott the summers. And in reality, and that needs to come out to the public. If there was no relevance and entertaining on this one, why then is it still talkability? If it's not relevant anymore, why is there always talkability around it?
Yeah.
Until somebody wins, then
There's so much talk. Yeah. Now, I understand also you're not part of the system anymore.
yeah.
Um,
And thank you. It's been an amazing 3 years. Appreciate it, Teresa.
yeah. Do you think if you were still there, you would recognize music made by AI?
Oh yes, there's a
Category.
Okay. Yes. So there are systems that softwares that are being created. I know the CEO was looking into that last year because supervisory committee picked it up where it was, this sounds like AI. And the beautiful thing, the judges would pick it up as well to say, this doesn't sound like a human being hit a keyboard. So I know the CEO has been working on finding softwares to make sure that that process can be cancelled off AI. There's been a lot of talk and so forth. Hence, I say this information lives on the RISA website. What you're asking me now about AI, that information is on the website to say the conversation has already started to say, how do we defer it? What systems can be put in place to make sure that you can pick up that this is an AI track?
So with what you're saying, is it the purpose is to reject it or maybe to create something different for?
I think there will be a category for AI. So if you look at the history of the summers, the hours categories have changed along the way to accommodate because they are the custodians of the musicians. It's not RISA is not for individuals, it's for the artists.
Yeah.
So if you check from the beginning of summers, categories have been changed, some have been added. I'm going to give you a simple example. Best traditional had reggae in it.
Yeah.
Right? Then the reggae community decided to, what's the word? When you lobbying to make sure that they got their own category. They did.
This is what now? The traditional.
So the best traditional album had reggae in it.
Yeah.
But the reggae community lobbying again with RISA to have their own category, and that happened. So that's why I'm saying the AI part cannot really answer, because remember, it's about they serving the artist. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
So it might be a category one day, maybe not.
But in your opinion, do you think the public is ready to celebrate AI or maybe music made by AI?
I can't speak for the public, but South Africans, Nintendo nonke makhaya. Yeah, so I think, yeah.
I think consumers of music, they don't really care. If the song sounds good, they'll roll with it. They don't care how much, if you play it in the studio or whatnot. If the melody is good, they will just roll with it. It will be up to me and you to say, but then this, he didn't create this.
Mara, you and I are not spring chickens anymore, so we understand that tweety in the studio. For them, it's like software, go.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with a different generation at the moment. You
Yeah.
and I understand it, that it's important to make sure that there was a keyboard, software yana support, but there was a drum kit,
Yeah.
the Fruity Loop playing, but you were in charge.
You were in charge.
You
Yeah.
didn't just input and something came out.
Yeah. More like put a prompt and then something comes out and then release it. You didn't do nothing. So is it some sort of a disrespect to the art, or is it adapting?
I think it's evolution.
Evolution.
I think there's a certain time we didn't know that Uber existed.
Mm. Right, nice.
Rental companies are struggling right now because they didn't expect Uber. When your car gets damaged now, what do? Do you call a rental company? You're like, I'm not paying that excess. I'm going to call Uber for the next 2 weeks. So it's the same evolution where hoping that it's good. We'll see. But hence I said, I can't say evolution is evolution.
What needs to happen for the Summers to have a global relevance?
I think it's lack of funding. Hence I said, big brands used to look after Summers for years and
Yeah.
years and so forth.
And we got used to that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hence I said, musicians and so forth not understanding that the world moves differently where, for example, no more TV ads are being done. How many TV productions have closed down? Because nobody's trying to do a car ad that's going to last 5 days and cost 6 million, where they can just say digital campaign, paid media, less than a fraction, let's go.
Let's go. Wow.
So it's that education that artists need to understand as well, to say, understand your market, understand where you are, and not go, no, parang winang award, and now the Summers are, no.
And then through all these pressures of like leading a project like this, what kept you motivated to run a project like this? With all these pressures and everything, what kept you going?
There's a lady who's just behind the cameras.
Yeah.
And I think
Her name is Amy, by the way.
I had a great team because every single human being that did the Summers, including yourself,
Yeah.
they were handpicked by myself, because I knew which department needed which person to make sure that we deliver a very, very clean event. What motivated me is the same thing. You can't do this if you don't love this.
True.
We spent 2-3 nights without sleep, where you just go and change a t-shirt and go back to the venue.
Just to look fresh.
You can't do this if you don't love this.
Yeah.
You can't.
And then how should artists market themselves, or maybe position themselves beyond chasing the awards?
What I've picked up, and a shout out to Ref Ramokase. You know Refilo Ramokase. Yeah. So the beautiful thing around being around and working with the committee that are record labels and so forth. Don't make your best friend your manager. Let's start there. Don't make your cousin who knows how to press Instagram likes and so forth, now she's a social media manager. Who does your accounting? Who makes sure that stuff gets out properly? It's about, what I've learned is, artists are taking themselves seriously to say, I'm going to need real support.
You see what you just said now?
Yeah.
It happens a lot in Mapiano circle, where there's a big artist, the manager is a cousin or brother, or bayake, or
For example, you've got your cousin who knows nothing about it. He's actually robbing you of your money. There's 3 collection agencies, which a lot of artists didn't apply for. Your Sampra, your Samro, where you're supposed to get money for your music.
Mostly they focus on gigs.
Correct.
Yeah. But then the real money, it's
The real money, the royalties, making sure that you are. And the
Yes.
information is on their websites as well. But you find an artist who will complain in their 50s and go, but I didn't get my royalties. Did you apply to Samro?
no.
There's a small one, sorry to interject. There's a small, every artist has an ID number. You know that. A lot of artists don't have ID numbers, an ISRC code.
True.
And then they're like, where are my royalties? You're like, did you apply for an ISRC code?
My song has been playing on radio, but I'm not getting nothing.
Because somebody owns your masters. They bought you Nando's and then they own your masters. Sorry. Cut the panty out.
But do we have to?
No, that needs to happen. Sorry, we here.
Yeah. So, any words of encouragement and motivation to young aspiring artists out there?
I think working with the Summers and even working with the Metros, yes, we'll get to that part. It is get the right people around you, your talent.
Who are the right?
Get a proper manager. There are people who are professional managers.
So, sorry, before you continue, like, where do you start as an artist? Established now, my song is playing, I'm getting gigs. Where do I start, and who do I know who is who in the game?
Go knock at a record label.
Because I think that's where it goes back to, okay, so my cousin is here, you do it.
Artists have started separating their deals with distribution to gigs, to masters. They've separated their contracts now, where you find that the label's just distributing. But managing gigs and so forth, it has nothing to do with the label. But if you don't know, go to the professionals. Sure, but now stuff will happen in the first few years, but you will learn something. How do you then just decide on your career that you want it to feed you? And then you're like, Mara, just get the gig, booker. I've put in the WhatsApp number on Twitter and so forth for bookings. There's publishing rights where I've seen, even myself, where a client, it was a corporate gig, and the client took that performance and put it on their website.
Yeah.
The manager called and went, that song has been on the website for a month. Here's the publishing invoice. And the client had to pay because the contract did say it's a corporate event. You can't put this on social media platforms beyond this event. But those you get by going to professionals first. That's where we all learned what we do. You can't just say really, no, beat and so forth. The hour you're getting gigs. What's the structure? That manager doesn't even know where the entries of the summer start and close.
Yeah. So it's a good idea actually to make research as soon as you get in the industry to know who's supposed to manage you and how you want it. Because what happens also is that artists think they're working for the managers, and you as a brand, as an artist, they are working for you. But then now what's happening is like it's the other way around.
It's because two of the biggest artists that I won't mention their names are still managed by professionals. Gents that are execs at record labels, but on weekends they manage those artists. I'm talking about legendary music that okay, we'll give a hint quite. They're still being managed by a professional. After so much, he could have said, I can manage myself. But he seeked that advice. That's where you start.
For those who don't know, like in your own perspective, right? Yeah. I like asking these questions to my guests. What is the role of a manager?
From my understanding of a manager, I need to make sure that you get gigs. The manager needs to make sure that since now there's a social media team, the manager's looking after that. The manager needs to make sure that you've got an accountant. The manager needs to make sure that you've got a stylist. The manager needs to make sure that you are on time.
to your gigs and
to your
appointments.
gigs and appointments and so forth. That's the role of a manager. It's called, actually, I did this role, sorry, as a road manager. That's what you do. Everything has to be central to you.
And what do you have to say about artists who reject radio interviews? Because I think we've been seeing that a lot with Amapiano artists.
It's called suicide.
Wow.
That's free marketing. Why would you say no to free marketing?
Because at the
Free
time
promotion.
they're popping, that time they're popping, they're everywhere. But then now you get a radio interview, you're like, nah, I'm not doing that.
They're gonna remember them one day.
True. I've seen it happening though.
There we go.
Yeah.
So it's hence I said, when you have a manager who will call you at 7 o'clock in the morning to say, wake up, answer the phone.
Yeah.
You don't need to go physically to the radio station. It's gonna take 3 minutes. Answer the phone.
True. Wow. Man, you are a genius. And I always say, and I think about this, like, you know what, the people around you, they are so blessed to have a person like you with the IQ that you have. Yeah. And I thought about it the time I met you, and like, okay, no, it's fine. This guy is a genius. He speaks sense, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, anything that you're working on, future projects that people should expect from you? You've done big, so
yeah, I've done gigs across the continent to the Middle East. So that's toughest countries where you think that battery is gonna last, and it doesn't last, and there's no electricity. So yeah, I've been as change as well. It's been beautiful to still do. Hence I said, this is love. Like now in October, the other ones I'll tell you about once the again is done. Now in October, I was in Nigeria doing the first E1 series in the continent. So it is F1 on the ocean, speedboats. It was the first one in the continent. It was in Lagos, in Victoria Island. Amazing infrastructure. Literally, we found skanga. And we had to set it up from water to electricity to ablution to everything. So hence I said, this is labor of, if you don't love this,
you're not gonna survive.
So the other ones, I'm just waiting for paperwork, but there's nice stuff coming.
No, man, I really want to thank you for sharing this piece of, I don't know what to call it, a piece of what? Piece of lecture and information, and
it's,
yeah.
I think what I've learned is, and especially in our industry, eventing and the music as well, is we are so casual with educating each other because we've got egos. So it's a thing that Shi 2 years ago was here. Now Shi is at my level. There's no congratulations to say, you got there.
Yeah.
So we don't share.
True.
Like the 101 of events, there's no university in the world that teaches you how to do this. None.
You gotta be willing to teach yourself.
But we don't share. So I appreciate it for giving me a shout.
No, I really appreciate you for coming through, and I feel honored. And thank you guys for watching. This is a special episode of Mamela. My name is Shi Kargo, and signing out. See you next time.